Hey everyone, Mr. Cagle here. Welcome to distance learning, right? Now, what I want to do today is I want to just make a quick video. Probably won't be too quick, but a video kind of summarizing some of the expectations that the Quest team is going to have for 6th grade Quest students. Let's go ahead. Basically in the video, I just want to cover these 4 topics. Specifically, how to access Google Classroom and where we want you to be looking in Google Classroom. Infinite Campus for parents and for students. Attendance, which is a big change for us and for students as far as distance learning goes. And finally, the Google Meet schedule. Let's dive in. So for Google Classroom, one of the biggest things I want to point out on this slide, and you are getting a copy of these slides. The biggest thing I want to point out is that when we go through and you access, the students have already done this part. They've already signed up and accessed it. We want to really focus here, the classwork. When students log in, they should not just stay on the stream or even look at the to-do list. The to-do list isn't up to date. It doesn't have all assignments unless there are points added to them. So instead, what we want you to do is go ahead and click the classwork tab at the very top. Once you go in, the main page is the stream. Go up and click classwork. That's where we're going to be posting the daily assignments. That's where you want to be working, and that's where due dates will be listed for everything. Next up is Infinite Campus. Okay, we want you to check out Infinite Campus because that's where we're going to be logging in your grades. Those are the official school grades. So when we look at the Infinite Campus for parents and for students, if in Infinite Campus it says it's missing, that means it's actually missing. Okay, on Google Classroom it might show up missing because you didn't turn it in the day it was supposed to be turned in. Okay, if it's officially missing, we will put it in with an M or missing in Infinite Campus, as well as if you need to do a retake or if you haven't finished something completely or you need to redo it, we'll put an I for incomplete. Those will show up on your official grade for an Infinite Campus. That is the end grade. So that is the one you really need to be monitoring for grades. Otherwise, Google Classroom, we can get behind on a little bit or it doesn't update, and it's harder for us to update that compared to the grade book. Now, as far as attendance goes, this is a big change, and this is one that Mr. Lubin's made a video about as well. When we look at attendance, attendance is going to be based on a daily Google Meet that your teacher will be hosting. When your student attends, it is expected that they are there, they're attentive, and they're being part of the group. Okay, this is for us to be able to check in on them, to continue our relationships, as well as to see how they're doing. So, the Google Meets will be posted for your student. They might get an email, it might be posted on the stream, might be posted on their assignment. Your teacher will let you know how that's gonna look. Okay, but when we go through it, okay, the Google Meets are a way for us to connect, maybe learn a lesson or collaborate, okay, as well as get to see your student. If there's no Google Meet, okay, we would expect that your schoolwork should be done by 3:30. We understand that that is not the case all the time, but if there's no Google Meet, just do the schoolwork, okay? Sometimes your teacher might be sick, might be on vacation, something like that. If there's no Google Meet posted for that day, just make sure you get that work done for the day. Now, the other thing is don't turn your assignments in blank, okay? If you are gonna be gone or if you can't make a Google Meet, make sure you let us know. Make sure you tell us. Otherwise, here's a list of what is going to qualify as being present or being in attendance for the Google Meet and what is not. One thing to point out on this list is if you are interacting, you're going to be answering questions, whether it's in the chat or with your voice, or you're going to be asking questions. Whereas if you're not, okay, we count you missing because you weren't adding to the discussion or anything. This is what interacting or without interacting would look like. You're not answering questions, you're not showing up to all the meet, or you're rarely adding to discussion. So make sure you're on time to those meets and you're being active in those meets. As far as the Google Meet schedule, this is the schedule for your 4 Quest classes. Okay, these are the times that I pulled from our teachers, our Quest teachers, about when they want to have your meets. These 2 hours, third and fourth hour, that is going to be up to your elective teacher. Okay, so make sure you check in with them. But otherwise, your lunch period, that's just the school lunch period. These are the times we want you to check in for our class. These are the 15-minute sections we're going to try to get you into so that you can do the meeting as well as go ahead and finish that day's assignment if you haven't already. As far as Google Meets go, students are expected to attend the Google Meet Monday through Thursday. Fridays, we do not have any meets. That's a teacher planning day as well as communication day. During the meet, we're going to be typically 5 to 15 minutes. Okay, this is those times to connect with you, go over curriculum, or even for you to ask questions if you've already attempted the assignment. The other portion of class is going to be made up of your work, whether it's videos or assignments. Those are the things you're going to be doing outside of the meet. That's going to add up to that total class time that you would normally be from your 6-hour day. And remember, the schedule is supposed to follow that 6-hour school day. So any other time outside the meet is spent for this class or your classes doing those assignments. As far as Google Meet expectations, we've discussed this, and these are the expectations we want for our students. First, you're going to attend those meetings Monday through Thursday, assuming your teacher has one. Use the link the teacher provides, but when you enter, we want you to enter with your camera off and your mic off. Okay, make sure those are off. When you click join, then when you join, we want you to turn on your camera so we can greet you, and then turn off your camera again. But make sure we do greet you. We'd like to say hi. And if you do feel comfortable leaving your camera on, go ahead. We want to see your faces. It's much easier for us to interact with you if we can see your face, okay? But make sure you have an appropriate background. Next up, as far as the meets, we should still be, just like in class, one person's talking at a time. Please mute your mic when you're not talking. But just realize too that when we talk about these expectations, these might change as we get better with distance learning. As things continue on, we want to make sure that you understand these expectations could change, so change with us, okay? We know we're going to get better at it, just as you guys are going to get better at it. Lastly, if you do have questions, okay, there is options to raise your hand during the Google Meet. Literally raise your hand. You can click a raise the hand button, or just type it in the chat, but we want to be able to answer your questions. Just be respectful about how you're asking them. All right, guys. As far as contacting us with questions you might have as parents or students, the last slide or the last page of the document or slides, I've linked all the emails for your teachers so that this is a one-stop shop for communication if you need to contact us. But guys, we hope Distance Learning 2.0 will go great, and we can't wait to see you in the classroom again.